this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping by. I have kind of been away from making videos for a little bit, actually for quite a while, and wanted to get back into doing them on a more regular basis this year. At least that's my goal. Tonight I did just a quick little glass where I used a sponge and a glass paintbrush to create just a very quick and easy design, something that anybody can do, and I thought I would just go ahead and do a quick demo. Here is just a little piece of sponge that I cut from a larger sponge. It kind of has some neat open holes in it, which I like the way it looks on the glass. This year I think I'm going to try to do something different, different designs, maybe different items that I have around my house. I just happen to have the sponges around my house, and just try to see what kind of fun designs we can come up with on the glassware. And if you have any suggestions or any comments, maybe something that I might try, anything you'd like to see me try on the glass, I'd be open to that. Just let me know. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. And I do have to say that tonight, trying to get back into doing the glass painting, I felt like I'd never done it before. And originally I was going to do a flower pattern, and then I did it and did it and did it, didn't like it, and I just feel like, God, it just looks like everything else I paint. And I really want to be more creative. I really need to be more creative, and felt like, hey, let's try a sponge. Let's do something different, something that's easy for everybody. This isn't rocket science. It's something that you can just, if you have a special occasion coming up, maybe you want to create your own glassware for a special party, a gift, whatever. Here's just a quick design to do that's easy, affordable, and I've made glasses for like special parties that I'm having, for gifts, besides the fact that I sell them. Then I'm going to flip my sponge over and go back over it with the gold on top. I'm using Wicker White and metallic gold, folk art enamel, glass paint, and I am just doing this quick. Again, just have fun with it. It doesn't have to be precise. With this, obviously, there's not much to it, so, really a kid could do this, and that's fine. Like I said, I'm just trying to give you ideas of things you can do on glass that, is easy, cute, quick. Easy, quick, cute, and quick. Those are, like I said, my goals. And then, like I mentioned, I'm going to do the base of the glass, the stem of the glass, I should say, with a Dynasty brush number 71, 1/4 inch. And I don't know why I keep getting paint all over my fingers. I'm probably touching it and not realizing it. I tried to paint polka dots around the base of the other glass, and kept washing it off because I, for some reason, can't do polka dots very well. Didn't like them. Every tool I tried, it was just like they weren't coming out right. Like, for the heaven's sakes. You would never know that I've painted thousands of these. Not this design, but thousands of glasses. It's like, okay, maybe I just need to start over. But I'll probably be doing some other kind of mediums too, not just glass painting. I have some interest in palette knife painting. I don't know why, but I just kind of started watching it on YouTube and thought, oh my God, I love this stuff. And line drawings, which I've done, but not like what I'm seeing, and then watercolor painting, which I really like too. So, there's some things that you might see me kind of sharing and passing along. Just trying to get into some different things. Like I said, I like being creative, and I feel like I haven't been creative lately, and I really have that need to maybe expand it a little bit. And I don't know, if you're a creative, you understand what I'm saying, and you have a tendency to kind of get bored with things that you're doing, so you need to kind of switch it up sometimes, learn some other things, try some other things. And and that's something too that unless you're a creative person, you don't get. My husband will often say, well, yeah, you've got all this paint, you know, why are you not using it? Well, you know what? If I'm in groups and they start talking about something, like, oh my gosh, that sounds interesting, I want to try it. Of course, then sometimes when I try it, I think, oh, I'm not really very good at this. So, just have to do trial and error until you find something that really kind of clicks with you. And I'll be honest, I have sold a lot of glass, painted glass, and I haven't really sold a whole lot. I haven't even really been trying to sell a whole lot, although I do have a lot of glasses that I've made videos with that I need to probably start pushing those and getting rid of them. But, you know, it's just kind of fun to do. You know, even a good girls' night kind of thing to do. Have some friends over and sit and paint glasses and drink. I mean, even if you don't drink, you can still, paint glasses. There's all kinds of different glasses on the market. You don't have to paint wine glasses. You can paint water glasses. The main thing to keep in mind is that when you're painting these, if your plan is to bake them, which with folk art enamels you don't have to bake, they do cure within 21 days if you air dry them. And I try to bake as many of mine as I can. I've read that it makes them more durable. Whether that's true or not, that I don't know. But just remember, when you're baking them, put them in a cold oven. Then turn your oven on and preheat it. Now, all ovens are different. Preheat time on my oven that I bake my glassware in is about 20 minutes. Folk Art Enamel recommends 350 degrees for 30 minutes. So I add my preheat time to that, and then make sure that you allow your glassware to cool down before you pull it out. It's the sudden change in temperature that will cause it to break. So that's what you have to keep in mind. As far as care for your glassware, if you want to put it in the dishwasher, it is dishwasher safe. However, make sure that you do put it on the top rack. If you put it on the bottom, it's going to melt the paint off. If you want it to last longer, I strongly recommend hand washing and treating it as fine china. It'll last a lot longer for you. And I'm just trying to think of anything else. Just pointers. I try to make sure I tell everybody every time I do a video, because obviously you probably don't see all my videos. And just enjoy them, have fun with them. Now, I do, trying to think what I was going to say, sorry. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I lost my train of thought there. Alright, so here's the finished glassware, and I'll take pictures, but I think they're cute. Just random across the top. I mean, you could even just do it to where just, even one color. Just kind of part of the glass and bring it up. And again, through this bottom here, you can actually do some kind of a design or paint the whole top of it gold. Like I said, tonight I just wasn't successful with my dots. But I will let these air dry and then bake them. And then they'll be ready to go. So again, quick and easy. Please subscribe to my videos if you don't already. Share and like if you would. Feel free to make comments, but please keep them constructive comments. And any questions, feel free. If you have any ideas of items you want me to try to use to paint on the glass, I like to do decorative painting, so I have some ideas in mind that way to see. Now some may be like not good ideas. Maybe I'll try them and find out that nah. But you know, what the heck, it's glass, it washes off. If you don't like what you've done, it's easy to start over. Just keep that in mind. Anyways, I appreciate you stopping by, and I'm hoping, like I said before, to have more videos posted. Just let me know if you have any questions, and again, please feel free to share the videos. I appreciate it. And thanks again. Have a good evening.